Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Melinda Zosh. And I'm Melinda Zosh, and this just in. Virginia State Police have arrested a person in connection to an incident involving an off-duty Virginia State Police trooper getting struck in the hand with a hatchet. It happened Sunday night. Virginia State Police aren't releasing the person's identity just yet.
And Chief Mills, a shooting like this is so unusual in the town of Tazewell. What would you like our viewers to know who live in the immediate area?
Martin, those three schools impacted are Graham High School, where I'm standing at right now, also Graham Middle School just down the road from us. There are more than 1,800 comments right now and counting on our Facebook page. Just head there to see for yourself.
And as you mentioned, that call came in just after 9 p.m. and the shooting actually involved a dispute between a father and son.
His name is Chance. He was found with severe burns. As you can see right here on his back, he also has severe burns on his head. And Dr. Wright, thank you for joining us. Let's jump right in. What can students expect for the fall semester?
Again, they are Graham High School, Graham Middle School, Graham Intermediate, turning over to remote learning tomorrow.
And we understand that the college then notified the Tazewell County Health Department when you learned that the student tested positive. So what's next with the health department? Welcome back, everyone. We normally end on a fun and silly note here at WVVA in the newscast. We like to lighten things up, but tonight we're ending on a serious note. We are asking you to keep your social distance at least 6 feet away from people. I want to quickly share a personal story, and then I'll let Martin and Catherine chime in here. Our team coverage continues this evening with our Star Connor, who spoke with athletes about it. She joins us live in the studio now. Star.
And Melinda, the tone on this debate itself, it really seemed hostile, didn't it?
Yeah, it certainly did, Martin. The debate was filled with interruptions and even the candidates talking simultaneously over one another. Well, Martin, Governor Northam touched on jobs quite a bit, saying that Virginia has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the country right now. Joining us now live from Beckley to help us understand what these arguments on ACA mean is Beckley attorney Sam Petsong. He also recently ran for Attorney General here in West Virginia. And Mr. Petsong, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And we just heard that this is the third Supreme Court challenge to ACA, and the first two attempts failed. The first vote failed by just one vote, the second by 3 votes. But the court is now much different with 3 Trump appointees, those being Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. So, Mr. Petsong, how do you think this will impact the Supreme Court's decision? The general election is less than 3 months away, and one of the positions you'll be voting for, you'll see on the ballot coming up in November, is Secretary of State. Joining us in the studio right now is current Secretary of State Mac Warner. He's held this position since 2017, and he is a Republican seeking re-election. And also joining us is his opponent, Natalie Tennant. She held the position for 2 terms from 2009 through 2017. So thank you both for joining us in the studio. We have 4 minutes on the clock, and I have a question for each of you. You'll have 2 minutes to answer. The clock starts now. Ms. Tennant, I'll start with you. Why are you the most qualified person for this job? There's a domestic violence home that's in the process of getting up and running called the Women's Center of Mercer County. And right now, fundraising efforts are underway, and you can help. Joining us this evening is the president of that center, Kathy Rahal, and Lieutenant Detective Kenneth Adams with the Bluefield, West Virginia Police Department. Thank you both for joining us. I'll start with you, Mr. Adams. Why is there such a need for this center here in Mercer County? The clock is ticking down until Election Day. It's coming up on Tuesday, November 3rd. But what can voters do to help the campaigns of their choice, besides, of course, writing checks or even talking trash on social media? There are ways to engage and become involved for those willing to do something to help the candidates of their choice. In West Virginia, nearly 1,500 breast cancer cases were reported in 2017, and in Virginia, more than 6,300 cases were reported. Maybe you've had breast cancer or you know someone who has. This segment is meant to educate you and for you to help educate your loved ones. Joining me right now to help answer some questions is local radiation oncologist Dr. Joe Baisden. He joins us now from Blacksburg, Virginia. And Dr. Baisden, as always, thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. Now, heads up, they are closed Sundays and Mondays, but if you want to eat there tomorrow, they open up at 3 p.m. They're also open right now. And as for me, I think I would try pretty much anything on the menu, Martin, including the dessert. I did have a turkey sub there recently. What do you think, Martin? Will you be getting some food from there sometime soon?
Oh, I'll definitely be checking them out. I like pasta. In fact, I rarely met pasta I don't like.
Good attitude. I love it.
All right, thank you. Good story, Melinda.